Hey guys, Chicky DeMaine, aka DeBud.com with a DeBud.com surf forecast video update. This surf forecast video update brought to you by Salt Life Food Shack, 3 locations, Jack's Beach, Coral Springs, and coming soon, St. Augustine. Get shacked at the Shack, Salt Life Food Shack. Gonna start you off with this afternoon's run of the GFS model forecast and what it may mean for the 50th annual Easter Surf Fest down in Cocoa Beach, April 17th through the 20th. If you've been following along, we've talked about some increasing surf coming up in this forecast period. This is going to start you off tomorrow or on Sunday. Looks like a little suck-up swell coming up in the Gulf of Mexico for the Panhandle starting out tomorrow with some south-southeast winds starting to kick up. And if we look out here towards the just east of the Bahamas, we see some leftover of the front and some low pressure here. Some easterly winds are going to start kicking in on Sunday and switch you over to Monday. Winds are going to increase just a tad in the Gulf of Mexico out of the south-southeast and then also southeast east of Florida as high pressure begins to shift out into the Atlantic. On Tuesday, we get more of a southerly suck up off the east coast of Florida up in here towards the Outer Banks as high pressure begins to strengthen 1030 millibar high, and this is going to give this clockwise rotation in here is going to start getting this Atlantic Ocean in motion from the east to the west. And as you can see, low pressure now moving in here through Louisiana and over in here towards Alabama and Mississippi. Now, as we get into Wednesday, low pressure now shifting off the east coast. Now, models have been varying a little bit on the location of this low pressure, but northwest winds, northeast winds starting to crank up in here Wednesday in the Gulf of Mexico with still a southwest flow off the coast. But there's going to be a strong north surge behind this front and this low pressure as it moves through, take you into Thursday. And as you can see, low pressure shifts east of the Outer Banks, and this is going to be east-northeast winds down in here into North Florida, 15 to 20 knots, and then stronger 30 to 35 knots east of the Outer Banks. But notice this high pressure out here sitting in the Atlantic. This is going to create a nice strong easterly trade wind flow in here and keep the Atlantic Ocean moving towards the east coast of the United States. When we get into Friday in here, look how the pressure gradient tightens up in here towards the mid-Atlantic. Again, that's winds 30, 35 knots well east of the mid-Atlantic and the Outer Banks. And we're getting some stronger southeast wind flow in here aimed at Florida. This is going to provide increasing surf for the Easter Fest down there in Cocoa Beach. Now, I know yesterday, looking at some of the other forecast models, they were showing surf in the 5 to 7 foot range. They have backed off based on last night's run of the GFS model forecast. We're liable to see them bounce back into the 5 to 7 foot range for most of the east coast of the United States coming up in this period. Also take note of the Gulf of Mexico as a stronger southerly suck-up swell out of the southeast will start to take hold. Move you into Saturday now, and you can still see we've got some tightening of the pressure gradient east of the Outer Banks, a moderate southeast flow east of Florida. This is going to hold surf up there into the waist to chest high range for the Easter Fest down in Cocoa. Taking you over to later on Saturday, winds are going to lighten up and could see some surf alert conditions on Sunday for the Easter Fest. That's all we got for you for now, guys. Stay tuned for the next update.